our pre-shred meeting. And so we're going to start shred on Monday, the 8th through the 17th. So 10 days initially. We're going to go through everything that you need to know so that you're prepared and answer any questions that you may have. My name is Robin, certified nutrition specialist, and I am one of many shred leaders. So with the shred, it is a jump start to better health, and we're removing the foods and the habits that are not serving us and focusing on flooding our bodies with whole food nutrition for at least 10 days. And let me go through the guidelines for you. So we're going to remove gluten and dairy. Both gluten and dairy have a tendency to be allergens inside of the body, and a lot of people don't even know that. They create inflammation and sometimes just adverse effects, and the only way to know that is if you remove them. So gluten is the protein found in wheat. So when we're doing our shred, we are staying away from wheat breads and pastas and all of those things. And then you would say, well, can I replace it with gluten-free bread or other gluten-free things? And I'm going to give you a list of carbohydrates to replace it with, opposed to going for gluten-free bread or anything like that. So I'm going to give you the list, and hopefully for those 10 days, you can stick with the recommended carbohydrates. And with the dairy, if you're doing nut milk, so like an almond milk or cashew or coconut unsweetened, that will be great in place of dairy. And they even have some yogurts that are dairy free. However, those yogurts still have sugar in them. So if we stay close to as clean as possible for the 10 days, that's when you're going to see the results. And remember, it's only 10 days. So the 11th day, you can go back to those things that you want to go back to if you decide that you want to. But when you do these 10 days, it really gives you a chance to see what your body is saying to you. We want to eliminate processed foods and refined sugars. The good news is the protein, the complete shake has natural sugars in it. So you get some sugars, especially if you have a sweet tooth. Drink enough water so that your urine is clear. Just so you know that your first urine of the day is usually the darkest, and then your urine should get lighter and lighter as the day goes on. Sleep 7 to 8 hours a night. That's when your body is rejuvenating and regenerating, and all of your organs and systems are at rest and doing what it's supposed to do. Exercise most days. So shred is 10 days, so 7 days or 8 days, most of the days during the shred, be it walking, lifting weights, moving more than you do now, exercise. And then we want to eliminate eating after 6 and 7. We can stretch it to 7 if necessary. If you are a nurse or you work hours that are not traditional, let us know at the end and I'll give you some information about when to stop eating based on that. But if you are a traditional uh, night and day person, then you would want to refrain from eating after 6, 7 at the max. And then during the 10 days, you want to replace 1 or 2 of your meals with a complete plant-based shake. So all of you all should have that. And we'll talk a little bit more about the complete. And add in your fruits, veggies, berries in the capsules or the chewables. And then if you don't have them, I recommend adding in the plant-based omegas as well. And we'll discuss the benefits of those too. And then lastly, you will have menus, recipes, and nutrition guidelines to help you with the shred as well. And we want you to communicate with the shred community regularly. We have a Facebook group for all the shredders, and then depending on who your shred leader is, they may communicate with you via text as well. So check your files and see if you have the 10-day menu at a glance. If you don't have this, please reach out to your shred leader, and your shred leader is the person that invited you to the call. So whoever is your main contact, that's the person who has this menu for you. Again, if you don't have it, please let them know and they will get it to you. And if you are a shred leader and you don't have it, let me know and I'll make sure to get it to you. So when it comes to eating for breakfast, all right, so here's the deal. All of these meals can be swapped as I go through this, meaning if you wanted to do your smoothie in the evening or in the middle of the meal, you can. But this is the structure of how it should go. So let's say you do your smoothie in the morning. So you do your packet of complete, your nut milks, you can add in, and I actually should write this in this PowerPoint. You can add in fruit, no more than a cup, and a good fat. So a nut butter, you can put avocado in there. Oh, I do have the fruit in there. I do have it in there. And then make a smoothie. And that really can keep you full for 4 hours. I also recommend if you have the capsules to just put your capsules right inside of your smoothie. You don't need to open them up or anything. I don't put my omegas in there, but some people do and they say that it's fine. I like to chew my omegas. Call me crazy, but I just like to chew them. But all the other capsules, you can put them right in there. They're food. The casing is food. Just put it in and it makes it so easy to take it and you can be really consistent with it. I don't miss a day of my plant powders putting them in the smoothie. When I had to swallow them, I was a little not as consistent. And then also, I like to do a salad on the side or some type of a vegetable, or sometimes I'll even do a soup with my smoothie every morning. And that really keeps me, it actually keeps me fuller longer than 4 hours. But it's your choice. But do your smoothie and add veggies on the side if you'd like. And then when you're doing the complete, so let's say you're doing 2 a day, one of them is a smoothie and one of them is not. One of them is just the powder and the nut milk or water. So one smoothie a day and one just this protein drink, or you're doing one smoothie. It just depends on what you want. If you notice that the complete is giving you gas, and that may happen to you when you are first in a shredder, your body is readjusting and all kinds of stuff is getting kicked up and moved around, and you might get gassy. And so what I would say to you is keep on rocking through it for the 10 days, and but also communicate that to your shred leader so that they can help you out and just kind of give you some pointers on that. But we know it happens, so you're not the only one that has had gas. For your second meal, if you need a snack, you can. We recommend the some turkey breast or some tuna and veggies. If you're vegetarian or vegan or you're doing all plant-based, then you can do some hummus and some vegetables. That's if you need a snack, um, then you can do that. But if you don't need a snack, then you can go right into your lunch. And here's where, if you're doing your lunch, you can add in your second shake along with a small salad. Or if you don't want to do your second shake and you want to do a big old salad with chicken, tofu, fish, eggs, or whatever you want to put on the top of that salad, not whatever you want to put, but your lean proteins. And you'll have a list of those items too. So you can do that. I'm going to tell you about the dinner meal. And again, you can interchange if you want to do what's listed for dinner at lunch and all of that good stuff. That's fine. And with your dinner, you can be, excited, creative. There's recipes. You can use chicken, fish, turkey, tofu, with veggies. And you can have brown rice, quinoa, corn tortillas. Shout out to my BJ who's out there listening. You can make tacos. That's our favorite meal, her and I together. So you can be creative with that. All right. So that's where you're going to have your carb. My recommendation, if your intention is to get pounds off, is that you keep your carbohydrates to one meal. So your carbs would be, as I mentioned, your rice, your quinoa, your tortillas. I'll keep that at one meal. You have your smoothie, which has fruit in it. That is a carb as well. So you have that goodness going on. And then your second meal really is like salad and, or it could be a piece of fish and vegetables or grilled tofu and vegetables, but leaving out the carbohydrate if your intention is to get pounds off. That's not everybody's intention. Some people want to put pounds on or just maintain. If you want pounds off, then you only want to keep it to 1 carb. Now, here are the carbohydrates that's recommended during the shred. Rice, doesn't matter if it's brown or white rice, oatmeal, beans, sweet potato, corn tortillas, quinoa, plantain, grits, popcorn, piece of fruit. Those are the carbs that I recommend. And so people will generally ask me, what about a granola bar? What about, all kinds of other stuff? And so I will say, these are the carbs that I recommend during the shred. And so anyone that's not here is not one of the ones I recommend, but I tell everybody, because people always ask me, Robin, can I do such and such? And I tell people, you are grown. You could do whatever you want to do, but these are the ones that I recommend or that are recommended during the shred. And so that's my answer. The protein options, 5 to 7 ounces, grilled, baked, broiled, pan-seared, fish, chicken breast, turkey breast, tempeh, tofu, eggs, egg whites, the complete, and we don't recommend red meat during the shred. So any protein option that's listed here are protein options that we recommend. And then vegetables, any of them, as long as they are frozen or raw, that's cool. But I do not recommend the ones in the can because they don't have a lot of nutrients in it, and if they're in the can, they're not alive, and you want as many live enzymes as you can. And then in the can, they usually have a lot of sodium. So any veggie raw or frozen is good, or cooked, but frozen or raw, and then you cook them. Check to see that you have your Taste of the Shred recipe book, and the necessary recipes comes with the full meal plan that you can use after the shred. If you're doing intermittent fasting, which you can during shred, that means that you're basically only eating 3 meals a day between an 8-hour window. So for example, you can, I'll actually give you the example in a little bit, but intermittent shredding is not for everyone. If you have low blood sugar, low blood pressure, if you're pregnant, I don't recommend it. Otherwise, you can give it a try. It helps your body release fat, and it works. Again, not for everybody, but give it a try. I do intermittent fasting where I eat generally from between 9 and 6 or 10 and 6. And that's when I get most of my meals in. So if you're doing that, you'll eat at 10, 2, and 6, or 11, 3, and 7, which means you're not eating after, let's say, 7 o'clock, and you're not eating before 11 a.m. So you would have your smoothie for meal 1, maybe your big salad with your protein on it, and for meal 3, it's tacos and some veggies on the side, and that would take you through for those 10 days. And the shred is so powerful, y'all. If you do it for the 10 days, every month, it just will really help you to keep your health in alignment, keep your weight down if that's your challenge. It just does really help. So when we're doing the shred, we recommend the plant powders and the omegas. And here's why. I'll get into it, but just you have all these fruits and vegetables going into your body, more than 45 of them if you're doing all of them. And there's something so powerful about the synergy of the fruits and vegetables, because generally we only eat the ones that we like. Like, we're not eating orange peel, we're not eating Concord grape or artichoke or bilberry all the time. So all of these fruits and vegetables, they work together to create magic in our bodies. So when you're taking your plant powders and the omegas, actually, let me go back to the omegas. The omegas are powerful for brain health, joints and inflammation, heart and lungs, muscles, your pancreas. They're good. So if you've been doing the shred for a while and you haven't added the omega blend, go for it. And it's a blend. So many people talk about omega 3s. And so this is 5, 6, 7, 9. Did I miss one? 5, 6, 7, 3, and 3. All of that blended in. It's a symphony of omegas, bypassing the middle fish going straight to the source, which is the algae, and it is wonderful. A wonderful combination during the month. It's Heart Health Month, so when you're adding those omegas, you're giving more love to your heart this month. So the benefits of taking the plant powders, and no, it's not a vitamin. A vitamin is a synthetic form of nutrients. Do you guys know that I didn't record? Nobody told me that. Oh my gosh. Did I record? I didn't. Oh, yes, I did.
Yeah, it says recording in the corner.
Thank you. I did record. I'm so cool. That I did. Okay, cool. So it's not a vitamin. I want y'all to know this, and I know vitamins intimately because I used to offer them. Is vitamins are synthetic forms of nutrients, isolated, mind you, made in a lab. So when you're putting JP, it's just all the fruits and vegetables, the pits, the peel, the seeds, put into a grinder. The water's taken out, and you're just getting that raw powder. And that's why it works so powerfully. So this is what happens when you take your full dosage. Very, very important, y'all. I mean, oh my goodness, I tell you. So within the first 7 days, all the antioxidants in your blood plasma go up by 75%. And that's your cancer fighting. That helps with your immune system. That's all the stuff you want to happen. Within those same 7 days, the free radicals and the damage goes down in your body by 75%. 80 days, your DNA will be 66 less damaged than it would have been had you not been taking your plant powders. 2 of each every day repairs DNA. I didn't make this up. This is through science. We know it happens, and it's exciting. Cardiovascular improvement and circulation in 28 days, and whoop whoop to American Heart Month. So just know that you're doing well by your ticker. And our immune function, the T cells and the B cells, woo, that we need those to be on alert now more than ever, and that helps. Anti-inflammatory response throughout the body. So when you hear people say their inflammation is down, this is why. We know healthier gums and pockets around the teeth. They bleed less often. That's my story. And then 39 increase of microcirculation to the skin, that healthy skin glow. Also, pregnancy lowers the risk of preeclampsia, toxemia, and premature labor. Vast benefits for adults, which helps. The new study shows decrease in belly fat and insulin resistance, and increased lung power and capacity in heavy smokers. Side effect is a lowering of your cholesterol. That's good stuff, y'all. If you have kids in your life, they get it for free. And 96% of children, 93% of children report a positive happenings with taking it. Their parents do. They're eating less fast food. They're in the doctors less. They're, don't have as many cooties and illnesses, and the kids get it for free. So if you haven't sponsored a kid, let your shred leader know so that you can get it for a kid. All right, check your files and see if you have your menu, your cookbook, your access to the accountability group, your 4-week meal plan after the shred, your personal drive and commitment. This is 10 days, y'all. We can do it, anything for 10 days. If you really want to see how your body is changing, you could take your measurements, your weight, hips, abs, and journal your journey. Take photos of yourself, not for us, but for you, if you want to share or see how it's changed. Preparation is the key. And Bernetta, you want to chime in on this? I have you here and I know you're here. Do you want to talk about preparation for a sec? Put you on the spot. Maybe not.
Yes, I can.
Maybe
I'm
you're not
sorry.
on the
I was
spot.
monitoring the chat and,
Okay.
well, actually not the chat, but letting people in. Folks have been joining. So welcome all those of you that came in at the end. So the best way to really prepare is to read your daily instructions a couple of times and then get to that calendar and look over those 10 days, starting with Monday the 8th. And really make a plan. Think through those 10 days. What are the things that are coming up that you know you're going to need to be ready for, that Obviously, we don't have those kids' soccer games going on, but certainly there's those meetings and little runs that have to be done. So getting your foods together. I think that's the biggest thing, right, Robin? Getting your foods in order so that you have all
Yeah.
your shred friendly bounty at hand,
Right.
and mark off your shred 10 days. Get all your water together. Just really think it through. And I find that if I have my snacks ready, I've planned out my dinner. I know what breakfast is going to be with that shake, getting my veggies all in line. Then, boy, I tell you, that's when I have a really strong shred. So I want to encourage you guys to do that. And if you have questions, it's great to just have a lot
Yes.
of talk. So get with your shred leader, talk it through, look at the menu, really think your way through all those 10 days. And that's pretty much the best way to make sure you have a strong, strong shed. Oh, and set that alarm to go to bed. Because that's my thing. I
Yes,
said,
and
set an
drink your
alarm that says,
water.
go to bed, and your water reminders.
And also, yes, I know, and this happens all the time. So the shred is on Monday. Y'all know it's on Monday. So come Monday, people say, "Oh, I wasn't prepared." Why though? It's it's coming. Don't let it sneak up on you. It's
Monday's
coming.
coming.
Monday's coming. We want to hold you accountable and check on you. Your shred leader will be the one checking in on you. We love when you participate and post in the group and share your meals and your discoveries and all of that. We love that engagement. If you don't have a Facebook, let your shred leader know. And then Mod BJ, will you tell us real quick just your results from doing the shred? I'm putting you on the spot. But
Well, that's fine. I just took a picture
but
yesterday.
I know you always ready.
Yeah. Well, I've been on it, what, a year and a half now. And I must say, I didn't do the 10 days. I just been doing it, period. So,
Got it.
but I've gone from 180, size 16 to 132. And I'm somewhere
Wow.
between an 8 and a 10. And I'll be 75. So my goal was
I
to
know, and you are so amazing.
get to 80 and look like 60. That's what the goal was. So I
And
think
you
one
doing
thing
that. You
is
doing that, my BJ.
I had to really plan, because I'm not going to be Betty Crocker and do all the nice little meal plans. I had to look at it and make sure everything was there so I wouldn't cheat. So can't stress enough about looking ahead, planning, making sure you got your fruits and everything that you need already done, including the meals I want to cook. I just cooked them like double portions of everything, had some in the freezer for the next week, stuff like that.
Awesome. Thank you
Can
so
I
much.
add one more thing, Robin?
Absolutely.
So it's, we talk about not, including processed foods in our lives during these 10 days. And so I want to encourage you also to kind of maybe mark in your kitchen those items that you want to stay away from. And maybe for these 10 days, tuck them away in a cabinet somewhere else. Agree that you're not going to have the bread, those taco shells, the corn tortillas that we get excited about. Maybe pull them out, put those grits and that oatmeal, the brown rice right at the ready, cook a big pot, get it all good. Because every now and then you'll forget and you'll end up eating something that really isn't on the shred friendly list. And you'll be so disappointed. So if you identify those things right now that are already on your counter or in your cabinet or in the refrigerator and sort of set those aside, I'll have those later, then that's another good way to make sure you stay right focused while we're shredding.
And also I'd like to say,
Absolutely.
after you shred, don't buy those things. Make sure you buy the kind of healthy foods and look at healthy, going to the grocery store, healthy, and just don't even buy the stuff that's going to tempt you. If it ain't in your cupboard, you can't eat it. If it's not in a cereal box and it's not in your house, you can't eat it.
Correct, correct. Thank you. So after the 10 days, you will have a decision to make. And my BJ decided she was always going to stay on the shred, and she has a cheat day. She said maybe how many day? How often do you have your cheat day?
One day,
My BJ,
what, you know,
1 day. Okay.
actually, it's like one day every 2 weeks, you know, that's it. And the cheat is minimal. It's like learn to eat on a coffee saucer or a salad plate if you're gonna cheat. Can't put much on that.
Yeah, you do. Yes, you do well with that. So after the 10 days, y'all, you can decide, oh my goodness, I love this. I'm going to keep going. You can say, okay, I'm going to stop. I'm not going to be as strict and for the next 20 days of the month. And then I'm going to get back on the shred the following month because we do it every month, the second Monday of the month. And then maybe you say, oh, okay, I'm going to do a lot of the shred, but I'm going to have a piece of bread here and there. Like I have a sandwich every now and then when I'm not doing the shred, and that's okay. So you decide your flow, but we're going to have an post shred meeting on the 18th. So come here and we want to hear how it went, and we're going to connect on that. So put that on your calendar for Feb 18th. And do you have any questions? Let me know. Any questions? Let me stop the screen. Any questions from anybody? Questions or comments? Let me look in the chat. For breakfast, you suggested eating a salad with your shakes. Can you eat fruit instead? So if you're putting fruit in your smoothie, I don't recommend any more fruit. We want to keep your blood sugar balanced. And so if you don't put fruit in your smoothie, then you can have it on the side if you want. But otherwise, I recommend veggie, and veggies on the side and no additional fruit there. Great question. Any other questions? And y'all are welcome to type them in the chat or unmute and speak them. Any other
Robin,
thing? Great question though.
Robin, if you finish with your
Mhm.
presentation, can we see everyone before we leave?
Sure. You can see everybody but me. Yes, I will do that. I will I think it's, what do I do? Speaker view? Let me
Well,
stop the, I
I
stopped the
had to do
recording, y'all.
gallery view.